Well, thank you. As always, I love these scheduled meetings that we have now that are becoming pretty regular. So keeps me on my toes, and I know that it gives a good update to all of your people as well. So appreciate that. I'm going to start with just a few things. I'm actually going to start with the big picture, the rebrands. You guys have probably noticed. You can probably see on the middle of my screen here. You know, the MLS Now logo has changed. The branding, the colors. Some people love it. Some people hate it. It has grown on me immensely. But the reason that I even bring it up in talking with you guys is because it does have a meaning for you. And the meaning of our rebrand was not just to change colors or logos. It was the idea that we are powering progress, that we are putting technology in our members' hands that they need to make them the best agents and brokers that they can be. So it's definitely much more than just, oh, look, they changed their colors, or the website, the home screen looks different, or the logo is different. It goes much deeper than that. And the idea behind that rebrand was Gary, our CEO, wanted to really make that the central focus, was that we were putting the newest cutting edge technology in your hands. Okay, so when you see that rebrand, when you see those colors, hopefully that triggers in your mind that is what's going on behind the scenes. It was much more than just a change just to change. So with that out of the way, one more procedural thing, which is the seller opt-out. So the form that you're currently looking at on my screen here is a new process that was mandated by NAR, and it has to do with what they're calling delayed marketing. Okay, so this form that you see, let me bring over my matrix for 1 second here and show you where I got this form from so you're not totally lost. So if you're logged into Matrix, you're on the links tab. There is a form now that's called Internet Waiver. That's a new one. This one has to do with your seller not wanting to participate in the IDX feed. Okay. Nothing has really changed on your end. Anybody who's ever entered a listing, if you have paid close enough attention, when you're at the end of that listing input process, on the showing tab here, at the very bottom, there's a box that says display entire listing to internet sites. Okay. You have always been in control of this and been able to toggle this to yes or no. And the default is yes, which means we are sending it out to all of the public portals that your broker is participating in. It's called an IDX feed. And anybody who did not want to participate or did not want to have those listings fed out could toggle that to no. Okay. That has always been there for you. So nothing has really changed. The only thing that we are now requiring of you, because NAR has asked us to do so, is submit that paperwork if you do decide that no, where it does not go out on the internet. So that's why it's called the Internet Waiver Form. It's found under the links tab. And it looks like what I showed in that first page of my PowerPoint there. You just have them fill this out, you fill it out, have them sign it, and submit it to our QA department. So just a little tweak to something that you could always do, and the logic and reasoning behind it. Okay. Any questions on that at all?
Thanks. I download the form and put it in the chat. So appreciate you showing us where to get it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we have things I'm going to talk about today. And the first is that we have changes coming to listing input. So the screen I just showed you, clicking on input and going through that process will actually be much different. This is still a few months out, but I wanted to at least get it out in front of you so that you could see it and understand it. And if you had any questions, let me know. We will have plenty of training and classes, and our phones will be busy, I'm sure, during this process. But the idea behind it is that we are trying to improve the accuracy on your end and ours, and decrease the time spent on listing input. We get many phone calls on people having issues uploading photos, or pulling data, or things saving or not saving. And so we're trying to improve the entire listing input process. These are just some numbers on average that we've found that takes about 45 minutes to an hour to enter a listing. Sometimes people can spend 30 minutes just on photos. There's a high risk for violations or things not entered correctly. And you can only currently pull from either realist tax or a previous listing. Could not do a combination of those in the past. With our new ad edit, you will be able to upload listings much faster. In 10 to 15 minutes is the idea, so 82% faster. One-click photo upload, fewer violations, and you're able to pull from tax and not just one previous listing, but multiple listings, which is kind of a big deal. You get a lot of data very quickly, and it speeds through a lot of the input process. So just a couple of screens that it kind of looks like and how it saves you time. The first one would be that you can set some default preferences. So if you could imagine you're in the input process right now and you are answering questions that you have to answer every time, waived agent and listing agreement type, listing service type. If these are always the same for you, you'll be able to set those as preferences and just save those couple extra clicks. And when you do that for, 20 or 30 fields, you can see how it can start to shave off minutes pretty quickly. The next screen is what it would actually look like when you pull in a listing. So as you can imagine how it currently is, you enter the address or you pull from Realist or you copy from an MLS number, and that's all you get that either or. But here you'll see that you can pull from tax records and previous listings. So you're going to see all of the data side by side, and you can click on and decide what you want to use. Or if there's a discrepancy, maybe there's not, and you just get the data and you're good to go. And as you can see from the listing progress bar in the top left, just with this data pool right here, the listing is 82% done already. And it's going to be more accurate, more data, much easier to upload and have accuracy on. So this is kind of a big deal. We're hoping that it's easier. Obviously, anytime there's change, there's a little bit of a transition and some pain points there. But at the end of the day, we're hoping that it's something that's easier for you to use. So that is the new listing input that's coming. Should be here within a few months at most, I'm hoping. That's what it sounds like from everything I've heard anyways. This is also going to be coming with that, and it is the ability for brokers to manage their team. So right now, we don't really have a process for entering listings where the team leader is getting credit for that listing, and also maybe potentially the listing agent that is working under them also getting credit. And we also don't have a process that's seamless for brokers to manage what functions their people have under them. Who has listing input? What can they do? You have to send paperwork in. It can be very cumbersome. And so this is hoping to streamline that a little bit. As you can see, it will all be something that's automated, and you can remove or upgrade or edit listings, edit listing status privileges right here in front of you on one screen. So this is also a big deal that's coming. So between the improved accuracy and efficiency and the decrease in time and the control that brokers will have in terms of creating and editing their teams and their capabilities, we think this is going to be a big value add for everybody involved. So, and you guys are actually one of the first ones to see this. We're going to talk about it at the broker forum on Wednesday, but in terms of just regular offices that we talk to or have visits, you guys are definitely one of the first ones. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So I know I have talked about before many times, I think at least with this group, at least once, Kubicasa, right? Cubicasa. The usage on it is increasing, but the numbers are still not where they should be based on how valuable this app is for you guys. So I'm not sure if you're familiar, there's a floor demand gap in the US. So buyers want to see floor plans when they're searching for listings, when they find them on Zillow or our website, or you send them listings in One Home or whatever. They want to see photos, they want to see property details, and they want to see floor plans. They want to see virtual tours, right? They're very visual. And for the most part, our agents don't upload floor plans, which makes sense. It's hard. You don't always have them. It could be hard to get or produce. It could cost money and takes time. So it's a big issue, and it causes this floor plan demand gap where many buyers want to see them. I think something like 87% of buyers and only 15 to 20% of listings have them. So our answer to that for you guys has been Kubicasa. You should be able to take a picture of this and it take you directly to your app store to download. If for some reason somebody takes a picture of that and it doesn't take it to them to the app store, let me know. It works for me on an iPhone. Not always 100% about Android, but let me know. But yeah, so Kubicasa, it's an app on your phone. You download it. You're going to enter your email address to sign up. You click on the link in that email that you get, and then you add MLS Now as your membership. And when you do those 3 steps, that's it. You're all set up. So you have access to Kubicasa. You're branded. You are getting the free 2D black and white floor plans with your membership, and you're ready to scan. Okay. Once you have the app downloaded and you're all signed in, it's very simple to use. You just point and scan, take a one full continuous video of the property, and hit the upload button, and Kubicasa within 24 hours will send back your black and white 2D floor plan, which looks like this. It's going to have the rooms, the dimensions. It will be in a JPEG format, which means you'll be able to upload it right to your listing. And it just is super valuable, very easy to use on your end, and even easy to use in terms of putting it onto your listing. So it's both parts. It doesn't just give you the floor plan. It's also easy to just take that JPEG image and upload it. Cannot stress enough how valuable, I use the word cool, and I think it is cool, that this tool is. When I show offices this, I get stories all the time from agents who have been using all sorts of methods to get floor plans or even just dimensions. This one's very accurate, very quick, very easy, and something that I definitely think you guys should be utilizing if you're not yet. So I continue to harp on Kubicasa anytime I get a chance to, and it's free. The black and white 2D floor plans are free for you. Now there are some upgrade options, like the virtual tour. It's a 3D video rendering. I believe that one is $85, which is still much less than going through, Matterport or some of these other ones and taking the time to set up cameras and the cost of all of that. So something to look at inside of Kubicasa as well, beyond just the floor plans. Okay. I don't want to just zip through everything too fast. Any questions on any of those last two, the listing input or the Kubicasa?
Any questions? I don't think so.
Okay.
Cool.
So the next one here that we have to talk about is, and I like talking about gaps because I feel like we are filling a gap between what agents are offering or have and what clients are looking for. So, I call this one the perception gap. And one of the new partnerships that we have and programs is Rayse, Rayse. I'll show you a screenshot next, but this platform is really designed to close that gap of what clients are experiencing on their end and what agents are experiencing on their end, and what they think that the client understands, right? So about 50% of clients believe their agents spend less than 20 hours on a transaction. That's a problem. You guys obviously work very hard and spend many more hours on that between showings and contracts and everything that you do, driving. And so there's a big disconnect there. 96% of clients want real-time visibility into what their agent is doing, right? I always give the example that I bought a house 3 years ago, and I liked our agent that we used. He was very good, but I never really knew what was going on step to step, right? So if you could kind of imagine yourself, whatever your process is for working with a new client, from the very beginning from how you acquire that client, to every step along the way in their buying and selling journey, everything that you do, Are they aware of all that you're doing? Are they connected? Are they on the journey with you through every step of that process so that they understand what's going on and what needs to be done? And that doesn't always happen. Very infrequently, actually. I ask agents all the time. I'm like, do you have a workflow? Some of them do. Some of them have it like in Excel or on a Word document, like a checklist. But many don't. And to take it a step further, not only do they not have a workflow, they don't have one that connects with their client so that the client can see what's going on in real time. And that's what Rayse aims to solve. So, this is the icon for that. Agents are doing work, but the clients don't see it. This can be found in the dashboard. It's this icon right here when you first log into the MLS. It's this R with the yellow circle. And I just took a couple screenshots of kind of getting started. So when you first open up Rayse, this will kind of be the screen that you see. You'll have some options on the left-hand side. And what you want to do right away is create a journey. Okay. That kind of starts the whole process. So you will create a journey, and all that requires is adding your client's name, email address, contact information. And when you do that, your client receives an email, kind of looks like this. We're excited to elevate your real estate experience, set up profile, etc. And there's a check it out button. Okay. So just to make sure the process makes sense to everybody, when you first come into Rayse, you click on the R, this is your screen. When you create a journey for somebody or add a client, once you do that and you invite them, this is what the client sees. Okay. They will click on that button to set up their profile. Okay. This is kind of the beginning of you guys going on that journey together, whether it's a buyer side or a seller side. And once you're in there, this is for a buyer journey. Once you're in there, you're going to see outcomes and activities that you can either use the templates, the default ones that they have for you, or you can click the plus sign and create your own. So this is where you get into the nitty gritty of, okay, what needs to be done on this buyer journey? What steps? And as I create them and check them off that we go through them, the client on their end is going to see that in real time. There's a client portal, so to speak, and they get updates and it shows like, oh, we've done 3 outcomes or 3 activities. We toured this many houses. We have offered this many contracts. Whatever it is that you are doing in your process, they will be notified in real time. If I were to check this box for compensation structure reviewed, immediately that would show up in the client portal as an outcome that they could see as well in real time. Okay, so you guys are on this journey together, moving in the same direction at the same time. And what this does is it gives a shared journey solution where there is complete transparency, where before there was a mystery process for the client. It gives clear steps and timelines where before it may have been unknown. And it gives clients confidence that their agent knows what's going on and has them prepped. Whereas before there may have been a little bit of frustration or ambiguity. So that is what the Rayse platform is all about, the idea behind it, and the problem that it tries to address. Any questions on that one? Okay. Yeah.
I love how you're explaining it. Thank you. This is super
Oh,
helpful.
okay, good. Good. I just like to make sure sometimes I get to the end and people are like lost back a few. So I want to make sure everyone's on the same page.
I'm sorry, on that list that you showed of the outcomes and activities, if you don't select one of those boxes, then they don't get an email about that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So these are the entire to finish processes that you're going through. And anything that you don't want in here or that you don't check, then yes, the client is not going to see it. What I recommend, and I do this for myself, is to the first person you set up as a client, should be you. Use a personal email, invite yourself on a journey, and go through the steps so that you can see what it looks like on your end and on a client end. And then you have a really good idea of what's happening and be able to explain that to a client. But yeah, to answer your question, right. What you are adding and checking off here is what the client is seeing.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody has mentioned that they don't have the Rayse app yet. So not an app on the phone just yet. This is a desktop platform only, and you're going to get access to it through your dashboard when you log into the MLS. Okay, hopefully that answers that question there.
Yeah. And then do you see the one right above it?
Yeah, adding a second account for showing assistant. No. So everybody has account tied to their MLS. So when you log into the MLS and you find that little R Rayse and you click it, it's going to be a single sign on and it's tied to your account. So if your assistant or whoever you're describing in your question there, if they have their own MLS access and are able to log in, they should have their own separate Rayse account. That's kind of how that works. Alex, when you're saying you do not have it, I'm not quite sure. May have to come back to you on that one. Because you should.
Yeah. So Alex, it's like on the home screen when you first, before you don't even click matrix, it's on that R.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, I see it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Alex, I could help you look into that.
Yeah, I'm just making a note for myself to look to follow up here. Can a second agent with their own account contribute to the outcomes and activities? Not that I'm aware of, but that is a good question. And let me check on it because I'm not quite sure. I will follow. I'll get you guys some answers and follow back up with Kelly.
But Liz always has a great question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are good Rayse questions. Shows me that you guys are obviously interested in it and wanting to see how it works. And I think a good place to start for sure is to sign up for an account with yourself, use a personal email different from your MLS one, and go through that process and see what it looks like and if you like it and how it works on a deeper level.
Yeah, between the client's eyes and your eyes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the first thing we always do just to see how it works. So for this next one, Real Reports, I kind of started with, right? If you've ever asked yourself, I wish I could ask questions on a property, right? You've all done property reports in Realist or RPR where you pull up property data, but you kind of get what you get. And if you have questions or need further research done, you have to use outside resources. So if you've ever said, man, I wish I could ask questions on this property, or if you ever said, I wish I could upload a document and get the highlights, right? Maybe you want to upload a 150-page HOA doc or a residential property disclosure and just kind of get the bullet points. If you've ever thought that would be nice, or you've ever said, I wish I could easily generate more leads, right? If any of those resonate with you at all, we have something that does those, and it's called Real Reports. It's this one right here, the double R's right next to Rayse actually on your dashboard when you log in. So Real Reports is an AI program, kind of just like Kubicasa we talked about. And the idea behind Real Reports is that not only can you type an address in, so when you first open it up, see an option for you to enter an address. And not only can you search an address and get that property report, you have the ability to AI questions about it in real time. So to go back to that first bullet point of, I wish I could ask questions in real time about the property. Well, now you can, right? This is Aiden, your AI real estate co-pilot, and they can help answer questions you have about the property. So Real Reports pulls from many different data sources. There's a lot of information coming in. And so if you have a question about the property, maybe something that was clear in the report or wasn't clear, or just, you're seeking different information, people have all kinds of questions in here. When was the roof last replaced? How much would the home increase by value if I updated a bedroom or added a bedroom or finished the basement, whatever, any number of questions you could think of. But it allows you to ask those questions in here so that you're just not dealing with a static property report like you are in other platforms. You have, further capabilities now. So that's there. The part about the documents, uploading a document. So right below photos section, there's a little document section, and you can add a document. And when you add that document, the AI program kind of takes over and gives you a summary of it right there in that document section, which is nice. And then the last piece, that last bullet point about the generating leads. This one's actually really cool and something I think you guys are going to like. There's a share button, the property itself, when you pull it up. And you can do this for any property in the US, by the way. These are not just for listings or even just in Ohio. You can pull up any property you want and have these capabilities. So there's this share button right here.
Oh, wow.
Click that share button. It asks me how I want to share it. I can share it. I can take a little link, copy it. I can post it to my social media accounts, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. I can actually do a QR code, which I think is cool. Do a QR code for people to take a picture of, or send an email, send a text, whatever. But you are sharing this report. Anybody who receives that report, if they want to view it, they have to plug in their contact information. So this now becomes a lead for you. And once they plug in their first and last name and their email address and their phone number, they are taken and added to your lead activity. So this is back on the dashboard, your home screen of RealReports. There's a lead activity button, a new lead button where you can see in real time, who has filled out that report that you sent out and been added as a lead. So with RealReports, you get the document scanning, and obviously very useful, make you a much better agent, and gives you access to tools that a lot of people just don't have access to. Between that and Rayse connecting a client on your journey together, and Kubicasa offering floor plans and virtual tours and kind of separating yourself what you're able to offer in that regard. There's just a lot that we're giving you guys, and hopefully it makes sense and is easy to use, and you make use of it. So happy to answer any questions about any of that. Or anything else MLS related, just in general.
Now is RealReports, is that an app as well or no?
No, RealReports is also just a desktop platform. So in terms of apps, Kubicasa, yes, is an app. That's why I gave you the QR code, because they can scan it and go right to their app store. Rayse and RealReports right now, just the desktop capabilities. So you want to get there through the dashboard of the MLS when you log in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's it. That's everything we got going on right now. Trying to make it easy on you guys, put some good tech in your hands. Here, if you ever need anything, I agree. I think they are good resources. Yeah, that's all I got.
Love that. Cool. And I just thought of one quick thing with Rayse.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Actually, you just add the activity. So you create your own, like if there isn't what the outcome or activities when you create the journey and you're like, oh, I'm now creating a showing tour for you or something that wasn't already
Yeah,
on the
that's right.
list.
Here, let me actually just do this, because it might be good. We had a couple people asking about seeing it in real time, so let's just do that here.
Okay.
So from our dashboard, let me actually bring this over. So if I go into my Rayse account, maybe This is why I like to stick to slides. Just never know when technology
Right.
goes funky on
So
you.
true.
Should load. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, yeah, if you remember that one slide that I had, it showed the outcome and the activities tab and a little
Uh-huh.
plus sign. So yeah,
Yeah.
you just go in there and you can add basically whatever you want, because it is, at the end of
Cool.
the day, it's your journey, it's your process that you're tying your client to. So they give you some default options, but it's totally customizable. Yeah, I don't know why mine's not loading. Mm.
Do
So
you
yeah, I
have
won't be
to
able to.
I'm sorry, do you have to customize each new deal that you're doing, or can you set up a customization where you can basically it'll happen on every single one unless you decide not to?
Yeah, you are able to save those. Oh, here we go. We're finally in there. So let's go ahead and just open this up and see. Okay, so here are some activities. If I wanted to, let's say, add something, a new outcome, I don't know. I'm just going to call this a test. I'm not going to get too into the weeds. But if I was adding something, and uh, this should be a new outcome that's on all of my buyer side journey requirements now. So if I add a new journey for client, um, I shouldn't have to go in and add it again. Now, whether or not you want to use this one or not, right, is up to you, but it should be there for you. Okay.
So by you checking it, that means we want to use it, but it doesn't mean that
Yeah,
we sent it to them yet.
that's right. Let
Okay.
me show you just real quick, I guess, while I'm here, if I can. Let's go to, let's do this. I think I used this one. No. I just wanted to show you quickly. I think I have this as my, yeah, nope, it's going to log me in as my agent. So on the client side, basically what they get is a little, almost like a screen that shows them exactly what you see, but with like a check. So it's almost like this,
Okay.
but theirs shows up in like a nice presentation showing them, hey, we did a buyer presentation, we did a Rayse introduction packet review. So it just kind of shows them all of the steps and also shows them what else is to come possibly in that journey. I wish I could log in with my client one right now, but it's not going to let me. So
Okay, no worries. Thank you. And when you say Ray's introduction packet review,
yeah, so they have let's go to presentations. So you can build a presentation, right? Let's
okay.
say it's a buyer's presentation or a seller's presentation. So you can build these presentations out. And also when you're done on the back end, you can have like a completed journey buyer presentation that you can then use as a marketing tool for like the next client. Like, hey, look, here's this entire process that I just went through with the buyer. And it creates this very nice professional looking buyer or seller presentation, whichever one you're creating it for. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, whatever we have, like, let's say in our current buyer presentation, we just add that in real time here.
Yeah, that's right. And then when you get to the end, that's where you get to the, here we go. Here's an example of that does not want to load for me. Yeah, when you get to the end, then you have the option to create that presentation and it
Oh,
will take
okay.
everything that you did and that you plug in and create a very nice like PDF PowerPoint style type like presentation for the next client that you have.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. That's why we should pretend that we're like, let's say buyers, that we're
Yeah.
like with ourselves, because then we can just potentially create this so that we can just recycle it and use it with actual
Exactly.
buyers.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Love that. Okay, cool.
Yep. Anything
Awesome.
else?
Well, everyone's loving it.
Yeah, I think the more they use it and get used to it and get comfortable with it, the more
Mhm.
they'll like it. I have bugged out the system because I tried to log in. That's why you want to use that personal email because it doesn't like when you use the agent email. Now it's confused on what's a client, what's an agent. So just keep it
Right.
simple. Yeah.
Yeah. And now
Mhm.
everybody's trying to get into the Rayse account, so no, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Dan. Appreciate all the
Yeah.
updates.
Anytime, as always, if you ever need anything, give us a call. That's what we're here for. Call, email, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. Happy to help any way we can.
Awesome. Sounds
Oh,
good.
till next time.
Till next time. All right.
All
Thanks
right.
for joining,
Thank
everyone.
you.